Good morning, everybody. Welcome to an old-fashioned video where we are heading back to the old family farm and taking a little bit of a time capsule. Got a very early model, Model A Johnny Putt-Putt, and an Alice Chalmers pull-type harvester. If you guys like old school farming, I do have a full old school series playlist, but we're going to really head back in time to almost a, not poor, but a 50s style of farm. Not everything will be correct, I'm well aware of that, but I'm going to try and do my best, because I got a John Deere Model A and a little Ford tractor. I know it's supposed to kind of be, I think, a Tiger Ford? But I'm going to see how well this works, because I have never used this pull-type combine, and I really kind of am interested on how this actually functions. We are full throttle in this thing. It is putting along, though. The Alice is cutting good, and we're making headway. This will obviously take quite a while to harvest a field of this scale, but I do have one of my farm hands, Daryl, coming out to help me a little bit later. I'm going to do at least a pass or two around the headlands, and then we will probably just run my little Ford 8N cart. This thing's also already at 15%, so not a very big hopper. While I'm putting away, though, on little old Baling, if you guys like to maybe jump down below the video, consider leaving a like and possibly even subscribing down below. I am on the race to 100,000 public subscribers by the end of this year. And one thing I really try to strive to do for you guys is I really always want to push as original of content as I can. While yes, this might be a one-off episode, it really does just kind of throw a wrench in things when you think about it. I don't really do a whole lot of old school farming, neither have I really seen any content that does. My farmhand Daryl, though, should be here momentarily. But until that time, let's keep on cutting away and trying to open this field up and make it a little bit easier to cut.
A few inches later.
Hey, Daryl actually showed up. Very, very nice. That'll help a lot. Sadly, Daryl will not be able to go around in circles like I am. The AI is just, not sophisticated enough, and I'm not about to go figure out course play for a tiny little pull type. But, on the other hand, that wraps out our third headland, so I want you guys to hit down in the comments below what's your favorite old, I mean, we're talking like this kind of old generation of tractors. My dad always really liked the Model B, and I obviously know I like my 5020, but I like the old Model A's where it's this set of rims, the wire spoke wheels, but it's the actual Model A that's the other Model A that's in Farm Sim, the bigger version, the newer one. That is one of my favorite old-time putt-putts. That or like the 30 series, the 2030 series tractors. Those are also really cool. Well, again, Farm Sim AI kind of letting me down. Daryl's actually not able to run the combine, but he is able to use the Follow Me mod and stay directly as close as he can to dump with that. So Daryl and I are going to be rolling tag team. Yeah! This is actually awesome. Like, this is... I'm surprising myself. How is this working so well? Mint! I don't think that's actually an 8N tractor, but that Ford apparently says it has 32 horsepower. This Model A says it has 20, so that tractor should technically be on this, but it just doesn't look right proportionally wise. So I'm sticking to my guns and I'm using this Model A, but Daryl's doing a really good job of staying right where he needs to be when it comes to dumping. I like that. This is probably the most useful reason I've ever used the Follow Me mod, and it's working stupendously well. So guys, if you are on PC, really, go check out the Follow Me mod. I think Daryl's full, though, so we're going to have to take it in. Jumping ahead of time, though, if you guys actually would like to look at building upon your gaming setup and want to get yourself into a really good steering wheel, highly recommend you guys check out MOZA Racing. So I actually use the Truck Sim steering wheel. I've been using this thing since a little into March, and I've had zero complaints with this thing so far. Yes, it is on the higher spectrum, but if you guys are looking to really get serious on that in the PC world and you want to build upon it, please, guys, go check them out. I don't have any anti-clean, and neither do I think this town sells any, but we'll sell some grain, and we might be able to get enough to buy a hose so we can wash off our tractor. That's a decent amount of chunk change. Holy cow. $2,100 from that tiny bit. Dang. I need to get into the wheat market. But we still got wheat to harvest, so let's get this back to the field and Daryl on the tractor. I really don't know why I'm like so happy that this is working. This is the coolest thing about this entire thing. Yeah, sure, we're harvesting with really old equipment, but FarmSim's AI working on the first try? No. I do know it looks like I'm missing quite a bit, but one thing I've been trying to do is cut as straight of a line as I can so I'm not missing anymore. I've been kind of going all over the place with this, and Daryl, poor guy, he's trying to fight to stay with me, but we're figuring it out slowly. One really slow row at a time. Daryl and I are going to go around a couple more times, though, so once we get a little bit further ahead, we'll catch back in with you guys. It's not like this is taking really long, but the process, it's just taking a while, because, I mean, when you're cutting that wide, you don't get very far, at least very fast.
I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life.
You know, I've helped it learns to dump into the guy next to you when you actually have the pipe out. Well, Daryl and I have gone round and round a couple of times, and I think he is, yes, I think he just filled up on that one, so we'll send him into town, or I'll take it into town, and see whether or not we can get this bad boy emptied off and get a little bit more money. I'm going to see just how far this thing will let me go, though, by cutting before I have to physically take in a load. So, Daryl, just kind of keep following me, all right? We'll still be paying you, okay? Don't worry.
2 hours later.
Winding down to our final corners, I believe Daryl is full again, but I'm going to keep going because I'm pretty sure I can fit the rest of this field in the hopper and maybe even come back and get some of these random scragglers that I kept missing. It's not that the working width on this thing is a little weird, it's... If you're inside the tractor, all you have to do is just literally keep that outside of that tire on the crops, and it'll cut just fine. I've just been getting off from trying to move the camera and do stupid things that I probably could have cut a straighter line. So this is my bad. I could have obviously harvested this field a lot cleaner. Poor Daryl's just been following me in circles, though. Probably he's like, can we stop turning? I'm getting real bored of turning. I'm going to finish off the rest of this field, though, guys. I did not buy a baler, so I'm going to have to do that. And afterwards, we'll throw some straw bales, go sell those off, and then we can cultivate the field, and that should wrap out our day. So, no pun intended. Let's finish this off, and we'll get to you guys when we start baling and raking. I'm pretty sure to save ourselves a little bit of time, we're going to take the Ford with the gravity wagon in, just so we can get it all sold off. The only other thing I might do is dump this into my silos, so I might just leave this back here. I might just put this on the rake since it's a little bit less powerful. This should work like a charm. It's a slightly newer rake than, you know, the tractor we're driving, but I think it'll get the job done. It also helps that we're able to drive, like, significantly faster with this. It's definitely making some nice windrows, though. This will be a lot easier to go around with the square baler and get. I know there's a couple lines that I'm missing right up against the tree line, but I'm just going to leave that. It'll blow away in the wind. Daryl appears to be selling off all of our wheat. There's another $2,100. That is great. I like that. I'm going to start throwing this lane on the outside and just start working my way around. The only thing I haven't really liked about this rake for the couple times that I've actually used it, that front wheel basically does nothing. You have to have it in between the second wheel and the first wheel for it to actually do anything. You would think that that would pull that in, but it apparently doesn't, so that kind of sucks. The baler, though, is going to be on the Ford, and I found out that I can't actually attach anything to the back of the baler, so we're just going to have to tough it out and pull this tractor with the bale trailer behind the baler so we can then load the bales on the bale trailer. It's one extra step, but it's not the end of the world. The trailer has auto load, so it should work just fine. Once I get these done, though, I'm going to go back over it one more time on top of each line and anywhere around it, so that way the line stays straight, and that baler's going to be able to pick up the windrow. If it sits too wide, that pickup won't be able to get all of it in the housing, so let's make the baler's job not an absolute pain in the neck, and make it so I can actually, you know, bale this straw. We'll see you guys once we start getting the baler going.
If I could fly right back to where I belong, fly right back to my home sweet home. If I could, I'd take it all back and fly high up above the open sea into another destiny. I close my eyes and I'm back in your arms, I
With that now all raked, let's grab the baler and start working. I might be able to get Daryl to follow me. I hope it stays on that on position, but we'll have to figure that out when we get there. Got a lot of straw. We're gonna have to go a little slower with this one. It's just there's a lot to pick up there. I really don't want to jam this old thing. I just hope that Daryl is able to pick that up. If it doesn't pick it up, then I'm gonna throw it over to him and get him a little closer. And it did not. Daryl's been given the signal. It should hopefully pick it up now. Yes, it did. Perfect. Okay, it's going to take us a minute to wrap around this field, though, if we're going to be able to go 2 miles an hour. I think it's just because we have so much of that area to pick up, and this is such a tiny little tractor. Yeah, there we go. Now we're picking up steam. Once we get to those inside roads, it shouldn't take nearly as long, but we're going to have a lot of bales coming out of this field. I can tell you that much. It's almost like it's a rhythm. I love that sound. It's like an awesome cadence almost. I almost want to play that on the drums now. If I had a little bit more powerful of tractors to be able to do this, we wouldn't really be having this problem, but that's a thick windrow of straw, so I'm not blaming the Ford. And I don't think the Deere would do very much better. It's still a smaller tractor anyway. It's so close yet so far. Come on. There we go. Okay. Time to speed things up. There we go. I was contemplating just tearing up the field with the cultivator, but I knew a lot of people probably would have had a little bit of a fuss over that, so that's why I ended up doing the baling. So if that makes anybody happy, glad I was able to make you not want to tear your hair out as much, especially since these guys back in the day used to get as much stuff as they could out of these fields before they, tore them back up. But I'm going to round up a couple more bales here with old Daryl, pick up the rest that we have been missing, and then I'm going to grab the cultivator and start working on the field, and that really should about finish out our day. We don't really have a whole lot else to do. I just really wanted to kick back with some really old-fashioned, old-school stuff. So I'm going to keep listening to my rhythm of a baler and just get my percussion on.
Later.
I just need this one last bale to fall off, and then I am done. So I'm going to see if I can just snag a little bit more off of... There it is. Got it. There you go. Take it. Doot. Beautiful. Top it off, Daryl. Bingo. I think we'll do the same concept that we did with the grain trailer. I'll hook this up to my pickup truck, and then I'll just haul this in quick. While we're doing that, we're going to get Daryl started on the cultivator, so hopefully by the time we get back, he's already been getting himself done.
12 seconds later.
If there's one thing about Farm Sim, it's always that it leaves you unexpected. And that is, I cannot hire a worker to literally do anything on the farm today besides follow me. So, I'm going to take this in myself by using Daryl's truck, because I know I kind of want to drive this old 48 Ford. See how much guts it got. Doesn't really seem like it's got a lot, but it's a 3-speed with a flathead 6. It gets the job done, but boy is it slow. Let's get these bales loaded off and see just how much we can get for them. I just about threw away $3,700 extra dollars. Wow. That is pathetic. Next time I'm ever in charge of finances, make sure you smack me upside the head. Now that we're back to regularly scheduled programming, though, thank you guys all for tuning in to this little old school throwback. I appreciate you all. Thank you for stopping by, but that is going to do it for this episode, so be sure to possibly smash that like button, maybe even subscribe down below. Other than that, also be sure to check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You guys already know who is in it. I shall see you all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.